For centuries, men have been fascinated by the thought of underwater vessels. Where navies of powerful nations have reigned supreme, their enemies have sought ways of improving the odds. Submersion beneath the sea would become the ultimate means by which a warship could be approached and attacked without detection. To do justice to the earliest attempt to create a fighting submersible would require the comic genius of Heath Robinson or the Monty Python team. During the American War of Independence, the very first submarines appeared in conflict. The Turtle was no more than a waterproof egg held upright by 700 pounds of ballast at its base. The means of propulsion was a manually driven screw. The sole occupant observed progress from a porthole and steered by means of a rudder held under his arm. He had air enough for 30 minutes of frantic activity once the Turtle was sealed. This bizarre craft had a vertical drill to bore into the hull of an enemy ship, by which means an explosive charge would then be secretly attached. In August 1776, during the American War of Independence, the British were blockading New York Harbor, and the 64-gun flagship of Admiral Earl Howe, HMS Eagle, was riding at anchor at the mouth of the river. She would go down in history as the first target of a submarine attack. As the intrepid Sergeant Lee of the Patriot Army, under cover of darkness, bobbed and drifted towards the Eagle, the scene was set for the dramatic birth of submarine warfare. At first, all proceeded according to plan, and the Turtle came undetected into position beneath the Eagle's hull. Regrettably for Sergeant Lee, the timbers of the hull proved resistant to his efforts with the drill. His exertions were now causing him to run short of air, and he had no alternative but to retreat. It is undeniable that by the standards of the day, this first submarine attack was cowardly, underhand, and ungallant. It was an attack which ought to have been condemned by all who had an understanding of the rules of naval engagement. That it very nearly succeeded should have signaled to all naval strategists that submarine warfare would have to be accepted as part of the theater of naval